Let's see what we got here. He said this was in a Chevy 2 drag car. It is definitely a full spool. Let's see if we can find the gear ratio. It's a Richmond gear. Well, the brakes look usable. A little dirty. I think I won on this one. Finally. It's got the big studs on it, which I gotta do some checking on that. I've never used these.
Moved your office out here, did you?
Huh?
Moved your office out here, did you?
Just the shop office. I get tired of running to the main office every day.
To have a seat?
Yeah. You gotta have a seat once in a while.
Yeah.
Also gotta sit down and have a cat crawl all over you for no reason at all.
Fat cat at that.
Yeah, a really fat cat. fat spoiled cat. So, what gear ratio is that?
These rotate?
Yeah.
Is that the only number it's on?
I think so. It didn't look like the normal stampings. He said it was in a old Nova drag car. All right, guys, it has been an extremely busy morning. 488 gears, full spool, ladder bars, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I might end up changing the gears. I think that's a little bit too low for what I'm wanting. But Rob said he's got a couple different sets. He has to check, see what he's got. But there we have it. All right, now I'm gonna park this thing and get started on the Blue Mule. Here it is, almost noon, and I ain't touched it yet. All right, let's get this taken care of here. Get us a template made. Okay. I'll cut this right here. Like that. Okay. Okay. That'll cover those. Now, I'm going to need a round plug for these 3. And Rob had a really good idea about this up here. So, yeah. I'm going to hold off on that one yet. Main thing is get this mounted. So, I got to go cut a plate. Right there. Now down here there's a stud that is a ground, so I'm cutting above that. And I want to get rid of that dimple and all these holes here. Yeah. That's just about perfect. All right, I gotta get the shear fired up.
Those are going to be the last wheels that are ever on that car. So now they're prepping to put those wheels on both storm soup and the wrap. I do remember. Things that have friends, I guess. Yes, it does.
Okay. I'm trying to get some work done and watch the live for Vic right now. It's hilarious. All right, now I can get in here with a cutoff wheel and cut that out. Pop that back in there. I'm gonna weld on this side. That way I've got minimal grinding on the outside, and that'll be good. Just get a couple plugs and we'll be right on the money. All right, guys, I got a weld blanket covering this stuff up. Cover the battery too. I don't want to get any sparks up in here. I'm going to move this.
Just south of Dallas.
Where I'm going to be cutting
Like I said, the last few days have been a whirlwind.
is right here. Come right up here and across. So I want to try to protect this stuff from all the sparks the best I can. I got my trusty grinder with a cutoff wheel. I got it laid out, and I'm going to be in a tight spot here. So on top of the glasses, I hope I don't get nothing in my eyes. I hope. All right, I'm gonna grab my gloves and I'm gonna. I just seen something. I set my gauges inside here. I don't want no sparks on them, so I'm gonna set them out here for now. Yeah. Set them up here. Grab my gloves and I'm going to cut this out real quick. Adam just popped in.
Yeah, well, as soon as possible could be
All right.
6 months.
I'm gonna watch this for a second or two, and then I'm gonna get this cut. You know, this is gonna be fun up under here like this. Yep. Hold on.
I could bring it, but we're already tripping over everything that she had to bring for work.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, so now she forgot about hotel instead of the house.
Okay, I'm back. Awkward position, guys. That one's off-centered. Well, that sucked.
One of those old school, like, teachers.
Let me go check what that is. I think it's that little relay bracket. Yep.
Her bed, we might be able to say the bed frame, but
It's
smoke.
just the
I mean, that, like,
relay bracket. It's coming off anyways. I got to do that from the other side. But
her computer, her television,
yeah. Let me grab a magnet so I can hold this in place, and I'll see how bad I got a gap. All right, let's see how far off this is. Would you look at that? I mean, it's not perfect, but
you say drywall.
okay. It looks like I need to put a little bit of a tweak right there to bring this corner over, but honestly, dang it, really? Honestly, that ain't hateful.
Which means that the box should be in before that.
I'm gonna go get my heavy duty magnet if you don't stop letting go. Stay. Okay, where'd my marker go? So, I need to put a tweak from here to here to bring this corner up. You can see the firewall has that little bit of a tweak to it. I don't condone tweaking, but in this case, it's a have to situation. Alright, I'm gonna grab a couple more magnets and I'll probably grind this up and get it ready to weld. I was looking at this. I think I want to go ahead and get that removed before I go putting this in there. It might, you know, I might weld it back on there where I don't want to, you know, get it off there is what I'm saying.
Developed a lot of great friendships. Support meaning encourager, you know, friend type thing. That's the kind of friendships we build through this stuff. You know, it's more than about our channels. It's really about getting to know all the people that we do get to know and share. And these friendships are just great. Make things and help each other. It's like our YouTube Amish community.
Right? I got it.
With video.
With video. From it rather than your 300 miles, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I ended up going to lunch. Dad stopped by for a little bit. After he left, I went home, ate some lunch. It's actually about 3 o'clock. see if we can't stick a magnet. Ouch! Hey, that's sharp. See if we can't stick a magnet up here. And maybe another one here. See if we can't put it in place a little easier. Let's see. I did put a little tweak in it. Well, maybe I did. I put a little bit of one in there. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Ow! Oh. Not too bad. I can tweak on that a little bit. Get a couple areas tacked in place where they're flush, and then I can push and pull. All right. Let me get the welder set up here. Let's see if I can get this little 110 welder to weld here. Ow, ow, ow. What in the world's that wire on? It shouldn't have sparked like that, but... Oh, the magnet's back there, that's why. Come on. Dag nabbit. One of these days, I'm gonna get that other Miller welder fired up. Get some wire for it. I got the big welder. But I didn't want to drag it over here because I still got more work on the Silverado over there, so. Okay. Piece of garbage. Sure, when it sounds good, it don't weld what I want it to weld. It welds beside it. Okay, I gotta get another screwdriver here.
It looks like because you drew it. I say like and subscribe.
Ow! Okay, I gotta move that magnet. Ah. Dag nabbit, come on. Get a pretty good gap on that seam there, but it is what it is. Man, this position is not good. All right, I guess I'll get my helmet. Hate this welder. I'm gonna see if I can't get my light moved around where I can see a little better. Hold on. Let's see if I can actually see what I'm trying to weld now. This welder sucks. Come on, man. Can't tell if I'm even hitting this. Come on, dagnabbit. I can't see it. Oh heck, I missed that whole thing. I'm gonna go back to no helmet. Dang it. Let me try a different angle before I ditch the helmet. This is not easy on the back, guys. I can tell I missed some weld up here. I got, just like I did here, I put the brass up against it. I'm going to fill this gap and then I'll move the brass over to here. Sucks not being able to see what you're doing. Alright, I think I'm going to weld across the bottom here before I got to climb out and go do that. Move that brass. My eyes are not cooperating. Hate this welder. Dang it. Come on, dang it. Had to bridge the gap. All right, I'm getting rid of the helmet. I couldn't see that right there. And that. If at all possible, I try to avoid laying on my back, reaching up over my head to weld like I was doing in there. You can almost say I try to avoid it like the neighborhood kid that's always filthy and a lump in the diaper trying to grab your last piece of pizza. You just stay away from it if you can. I got it tacked together now. These last 3 holes. At least I can get to these to grind them. I'm going to try to get these buttoned up. It's almost 5 o'clock already. I got to get home and get this uploaded, and then tomorrow I'll come in and grind it all up. And I got to get one last thing underneath there. I got to get that heater box that I welded in cut out and plug that hole. That's not going to be fun because that's directly overhead. Quit biting me. Come on, you piece of crap. Close enough. Oh man, I'm sweating my butt off. Tight spaces and a hot welder. It looks like all of it's filled. I'll grind that up in the morning, smooth it out a little bit. I'm not gonna get real picky because I eventually plan on redoing this whole firewall, painting it body colored. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna blame it on the welder. You can say it's a machine or me. I don't care. They're both the welder. Ew. Yuck. Pinholes. We didn't look at that. Oh, looks much better out here. Dang it. That's all right. It'll give the Duraglass something to stick to, right? That's right. All right. That's close enough for today. That was a big hurdle. Now I can get that cleaned up, undercoated, all that stuff, get some more of this stuff here and run it up the firewall. I'm gonna insulate the firewall all the way up as high as I can. I gotta get that box pulled out of there yet. Plug the hole above it. Yeah. Whew. Close enough. All right, guys. I'm gonna come in tomorrow and work on it again. I'd like to have the heater box finished up, that stuff ground up, roughed in or whatever. If I can get those taken care of, I want to get the front clip put back on. I'm gonna paint it all together. You get the front clip put back on, then the only fab up here that I got left is I got to figure out my new hood struts. I'm tired of using a prop rod to hold this hood up. So I got to redesign. My hood struts that I designed for it the first time, they worked great. But when he did the LS swap, he lost one of them and broke another one, and 2 is not enough to hold it up. I had 2 on each side. 2 is not enough to hold it up. I wasn't real impressed with them before because it didn't open far enough. So I got, where are they at? I gotta find them. Where are they at? Hold on, let me try to find them. All right, here they are. Dad gave me 2 of these. These were on drop bottom bins for a parts warehouse, and they changed them out. Changed the whole design of the bin, I guess. They're still good shocks. He said I'll probably only need 1. But this hood is 200 pounds. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna take both of them. But that being said, I'm gonna do 1 and see how it does. I can't collapse it to find out how far it goes. I don't know if it goes all the way up or not. I need to figure out how far when they're closed. Right there it shows you how much it is open, but yeah. Let's see the issue I got here. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put them somewhat in the middle. Probably right there. And then when the hood closes, they're still up above all this. Because I want to do a cover over this, remember. The first time I designed it, I put it down here, up to the hood. And it worked, but really tight. You got to take this power block off here to get the inside one done. I'm hoping, see the problem is there's a motor in it this time. The last time I climbed up inside, closed the hood, and figured out where it was gonna go. This time I'm not gonna be that easy. So, I gotta do some thinking on that. Yeah. All right, I gotta think on that. Oh, I gotta plug this hole yet. And then that hole right there at the tip of my finger, can you see it? I gotta open that hole up because Rob gave me an idea today to move my cruise control box and mount it up under the dash. All the wiring's right there, and just run the kickdown cable out right there. Then I ain't got that big ugly box under the hood. Yeah, that was a good idea, Rob. All right, I'm gonna clean up. I don't like laying up under the dash like that, guys. That's what got me on the Biscayne, put me down for 2 weeks. But Lord willing, I'll be good tomorrow. I'm gonna go home, get me a hot shower, nip it in the butt before it hits. All right, guys, till tomorrow night, hang loose. Invite more friends to become members. I got 76 days to have this truck done. Yeah. On top of this, on top of a Jeep, on top of a Camaro, on top of a Chevy truck that I got to do cab supports on, and a Ford came in this morning for cab corners. Yeah, I got a lot of work, guys. A lot of work. All right, guys, till the next one, have a blessed day.